And I'm not used to filming with an audience. So this is a little weird. Everyone's looking at me. What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Writin' Desk, and we are in my kitchen today. We are doing something very different. So when it comes to the internet, there are two things that I really, really love. One is terrible recipes, and the other is men making and eating terrible recipes. I am talking about Brutal Moose. I am talking about What Are We Eating? I'm talking about Steve MRE. I just love watching guys eat terrible, terrible things that no one in their right mind should ever eat. So I decided I would like to do a bit of a cooking show of my own, specifically testing out the weird, clickbaity recipes that you can find online. I have found most of these from the subreddit r/ShittyGifRecipes, and we're going to be trying some of them out. Now, unlike these other videos that I have seen, I actually know how to cook, so this isn't going to be so much me fumbling through the recipe. Instead, we're putting a little bit of our own twist, which is I am going to be forcing my friends to eat some of this stuff. So with me, we have Zach, Harley, and Luca, and they are going to be sort of my, my test subjects, my guinea pigs, for my new show that I am tentatively calling Clickbait Test Kitchen. I have spread out my ingredients for this recipe. We are doing two things. To give you guys a bit of a clue, we are doing lunch and we are doing dessert. So based on what we have here, we have some ramen, some eggs, some tomato sauce, a couple types of cheese, some pepperoni. Over here we have, again, ramen and some chocolate chips and some sprinkles. What do you guys think we're going to be making?
The one thing looks like a pizza thing.
Okay.
Definitely pizza.
Yes, it is a pizza. We are making a pizza.
I was gonna go with an omelet that's filled with ramen and pizza ingredients.
That sounds terrible. That would be very upsetting. And over here, what do you guys think?
Ooh. I was kind of joking about it earlier, but now I'm kind of like, sprinkle soup?
Isn't there like a noodle-based pudding? Is this like a really shitty version of that?
No, this is actually slightly more normal. We are making chocolate bars.
The inclusion of the ramen makes this not even slightly normal.
Yes, yeah.
You have beef-flavored ramen there.
We're also going to be using the chicken flavor as well. All right, here we go.
Okay, I mean, this is like...
That's very cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
Okay,
it's kind of normal.
Why are we shredding the ramen? Oh, no! Why would you do this?
All right.
And you lost the seasoning.
So
Seasoning,
the seasoning. I was hoping the seasoning would not be involved in the recipe.
Throw it away and be like, oh, thank God.
So that's the chocolate bars that we're going to be making. As I said, this is from a group called Chef Club on Facebook, and it's been very hard to find information about them. As far as I can tell, they are French, and
excuse me. French people.
French.
The home of like snooty gourmet cooking.
Oh.
Doing this?
You need to see the quote that I found. Okay, so this is the only like actual article I could find where the like founders of the company were saying anything, because I don't know, I think maybe all the articles are in French and they just weren't coming up on Google. But here's what they said. The current world, this is from last year, the current world of social food video is dominated by a small number of very American-focused publishers whose recipes ooze with grilled cheese and whose idea of innovation is crossing a donut with the pretzel, the founder said. Building up a big audience will take time but has big rewards. French cuisine is a positive image worldwide.
Club makes sense if it is just an elaborate prank to mock Americans.
Right, now, their most recent video, I don't have it saved, but their most recent video was their Thanksgiving video, and it involved putting like a 2-pound block of cheddar cheese inside of a turkey and then coating the turkey with crushed hot Cheetos.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds.
I'm just the aftermath with the cheese just oozing out of the turkey in every direction. Oh my god.
It is I, Johnny America.
So that's the first one that we're making. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that.
It's not the turkey. That's all I
At
can
least
say.
it's not the turkey.
Yes.
Oh.
I have a audience for the first time making a video, and so you guys the audience might hear some colorful commentary as we get started on this.
Or noises discussed.
All right, so we are starting with the chocolate bars, and I'm being true to how they made it. I got a carton of juice and I cut it in half, and it still smells like the juice that was in it. I washed it out. I had to be very gentle washing it out because I didn't want it to fall apart. But it does still smell like this peach punch, which was terrible. So not only are we going to be having the flavor of chocolate and ramen seasoning, we are also going to be tasting peach juice. So I'm going to be making them on a cookie sheet, which is how normal people make like chocolate bark. But this like insisted on using the carton, so we're gonna make it with the carton. I'm gonna be authentic so that if this winds up being terrible, the internet can't be like, oh, but you didn't follow the exact instructions. The instructions are stupid, but we will be following it. So I'm not making 3 because I didn't want to have to buy 2 cartons of juice and drink them in like the course of a week.
Oh my god.
So we're just making the white chocolate and the dark chocolate. I decided not to make the milk chocolate because that also included peanut butter, which meant I also would have had to buy peanut butter. And also I feel like the peanut butter plus the ramen seasoning would have been like so much sodium it would have killed us. So we're gonna start with just these 2. And let me get out some bowls. All right, so I don't want to use like the whole bag of chocolate chips. I feel like that would be very wasteful. So I'm kind of gonna pour some chips into the cartons and see about how much it takes to fill it. And then I'll just microwave that much so that I can use these chocolate chips for like actual normal baking. Yeah. When I was checking how to the instructions for how to microwave these, on the back of the white chocolate chips, it has a recipe for white chocolate cranberry macadamia blondies, and I'm like, I wish I was making those. I don't know.
We're making those
You
too.
keep telling me that you want to bake for people.
I do, and then I do this. I do this instead because I'm a sadist, apparently. In these go. All right. All right, that is not very melted at all. I think this is gonna take longer than it thinks.
Didn't melt at all.
Nope.
Jeez.
These are very robust chips. Oh, while I'm at it,
Face.
I specifically wrote I wrote down instructions for myself, and I explicitly said have all the toppings ready to go, so that I don't have to worry about. Oh, and I'm dropping ramen.
Worry about this exact thing that is happening right now.
Yeah, I won't have to worry about like the chocolate hardening before I've got everything added. Yeah, so I decided I wanted to like sort of have different flavors for the 2 different barks.
Yes.
So I figured, okay, I was thinking like wine pairings. Sort of, you know how you like, white wine is paired with like fish and chicken, and like red wine is paired with like beef.
I understand, but it is so grotesque as applied to what kind of ramen seasoning goes with chocolate, you horrible man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do beef with the dark chocolate. I'm gonna do chicken with that's not melted at all. I'm gonna do chicken with the white chocolate. Now, here's the thing, is like, I actually kind of like just raw ramen and the seasoning. So when I was in middle school, we only had like a 20-minute lunch period, and it took like 15 minutes to get through the lunch line if you weren't the first person in line. So eventually, the like principal put in like one of those giant hot water urns so that we can make ramen noodles, because we would just like bring our own like single serving like cup of noodles. And eventually I got to the point where I got too lazy to actually go and like fill it with water. So I would just take the noodles, and I'd take a fork and I'd crush up the noodles, and I'd just like eat them raw, like with the seasoning like already like mixed in because it was the cup. The lime shrimp one was my favorite. It was just like
Definitely the most interesting flavor profile.
it was like eating chips. It was delicious. And my parents have this coleslaw recipe that uses dried crushed up ramen as like a crouton. So I'm familiar with using like crushed dried ramen for stuff, but
like this.
not like this. Not
To torture your friends.
yeah. So here we go. I only have one camera, so I can't do like the fancy Brutal Moose editing with multiple cameras, because I'm a teacher. For those of you watching who don't know, I'm a high school teacher. I don't have a lot of money.
I'll just recap what's happening for those of you who can't see. I'm kind of looming a little bit. It's full of white goo.
That's what she said.
You saw the setup and you took it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Face. Just like the soul left his body.
Okay, I could actually probably use some help. Here's my toothpicks. If
Will I be swirling while
Yes.
you making artistic swirls?
yes, so
Okay, let me get over this.
yes, please get over on that side while I fill the other one. I posted about this on Tumblr. Like, I posted a preview of the recipe, and I had someone comment like, except for the sprinkles, the chocolate looks really good. And I'm like, what? It's the sprinkles you object to and not the pure ramen seasoning. They're like, I can and will eat a whole lemon, peel and all. So Cecil, if you are watching this, you are far more powerful than I ever will be.
Wait, who's eating the lemon?
A person on Tumblr that I'm friends with.
Oh, okay. I thought you ate lemons, and I was just flabbergasted by learning something new about you today.
No.
Intimidated by somebody.
All right, sprinkles. I don't think I've even opened these yet.
Do you need any more help, or should
Yes,
I get out of
if
here?
you could,
Oh,
if you could pour those. So the dark chocolate. Whoa, I've got chocolate all over my hand. So the dark chocolate doesn't actually call for any sprinkles, but I felt it was like unfair to not give it sprinkles. So I've got these pretty little sugar pearls.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
I know,
Classic. Yeah.
right?
Oh man, these sugar pearls are so nice.
I know, they're so.
If it weren't for the damn.
If you could pour the chicken flavor, just sort of sprinkle it lightly.
Yes.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
You all better pray my hand doesn't slip.
Oh.
You're now an accomplice to this.
It was my destiny to do this.
I don't think we have to use the whole packet.
Wow, how am I tearing this without actually opening it at all?
I
There we
gave you
go.
scissors. I'm now gonna put these. Like I said, I'm surprised that the
Oh God.
I'm surprised that the cartons worked so well. They're not leaking. There is a little bit of chocolate on the wax paper, but that's because like I kind of spilled a little bit of it. So these work surprisingly well. So here's what they look like. You can kind of see it.
It's like peeking into Chernobyl.
Oh my God.
It's the elephant's foot. If you look at it, it'll turn you to like instantly give you radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
All right. These I'm gonna put them in the freezer just so that they really firm up and really set. All right. Do you guys, as like a consolation, do you want to like lick these bowls clean?
Yeah.
Let me just take those off your hand.
I figured I would give you something nice before I ruin your day completely.
Thank you for your mercy.
How do I, now I need to cook the rest of these noodles. Without the flavor packets. Flavor packet does not go into pizza. While these noodles are cooking, I want to show you guys the video for the next recipe.
Oh boy.
Yes. All right, so here's the next recipe. This next recipe comes from 5 Minute Crafts, which has gotten a lot of attention on YouTube. A lot of people have made videos about it. I think the best videos were by a YouTuber named Jarvis Johnson. He actually like looked into like where the hell 5-minute crafts came from. It is like I want to say like is like somewhere in the Middle East. It's like a content farm. Now the thing about Chef Club is that Chef Club, they are serious. They have done pop-up restaurants. They have released cookbooks. They actually expect you to make these recipes.
They're serious?
They are serious, as far as I can tell.
Oh my god.
Whereas,
I did not know.
5-minute crafts is just clickbait. Like they operate off of like outrage clicks, so they don't really expect you to make this. I think the song is copyrighted, so if you guys could hold your commentary after we've watched it, just in case I need to mute this. Okay, so that's the crust.
Okay, there's nothing particularly offensive there.
I don't know. I didn't like the look of it personally.
I've made stuff kind of like this.
Really?
Desperate with ramen, and you only have ramen. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're basically kind of pan frying some noodles. That's not too terrifying.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. What really bothers me is the cheese and then the sauce and then the cheese.
Wait, why are they doing that?
I don't
Bothered
understand.
by the sauce on the noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that the first layer of cheese is to help bind the crust together and make it
Maybe?
stay. There's probably not any logic behind
Right.
it.
Yeah. Salami.
Salami.
Not pepperoni, but salami. And then mystery cheese that they don't name. Okay, bake, and they don't specify the temperature.
Bake 15 minutes.
And that is the noodles, which will be ready in just a second. And that's it. They don't even show themselves eating it, probably because it was terrible.
They like looked at it and they were like, "That's enough," and just like threw it in.
Yes.
there.
It contains
All right.
many things that are unquestionably food, but the end product is not very food-like.
All right, I feel really... I feel really bad for this cake pan. I had to buy this cake pan specifically for this. So this is like this cake pan's inaugural recipe, and I just feel so bad for it. But I do need another bowl.
Hopefully this will be the worst thing that ever happens to that cake pan. But given that you want to make this a series, it will not be the worst.
This kitchen's gonna see some horrors. All right, so going back to the recipe that I wrote up for myself. Now, it only used 1 pack of instant ramen, but like I was looking at it and there's no way just 1 pack of instant ramen would cover the entire bottom of this pan. So I used 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to mix that with the egg now. And I guess I should, oh, that's still very hot. I'm afraid it's gonna scramble the egg as soon as the egg touches it. Gonna let that cool. I probably should have like rinsed it off with cold water or something, the way that you do like Japanese noodles. I can also go ahead and while I'm waiting, shred up this Parmesan, which the Smiths closest to my house has just like stopped carrying pre-shredded like regular ass Parmesan. Like they do like Romano and like 4-cheese blend and Asiago, but it's like no actual Parmesan, and I've like checked multiple times. So I had to buy this expensive ass block of Parmesan, which is like $2 more than the actual shredded stuff, and I'm not sure if the shreds on this are gonna work necessarily well, which again, this recipe doesn't specify how much cheese you put in here.
Yeah, there was no measurements on anything.
Yeah, there's no measurements, there was no, it looked like it was a handful, so it's like about yay much, should be good. By the way, I already preheated the oven. It didn't say what temperature to cook it at, but I figured, like when I make pizza for myself, I don't make my own crust because I'm lazy and I don't have like 4 hours to let yeast rise and whatnot. So I just buy like the pre-packaged, like pre-cooked, like Boboli pizza crusts. And when I make those, like the instructions on the packet say to cook at 425 degrees for like 8 minutes, but I usually let them go for more like 12 minutes to let the cheese fully melt. So I figured that's what we're gonna do for this one. That's what we're gonna do for this one. Hopefully it works. There was technically a measurement because it only had 1 egg. So I'm just gonna use 1 egg because I don't wanna waste these eggs. I don't wanna waste these eggs, unlike the rest of this food that I'm wasting. Whoop. I don't think I got any shells in there.
I mean, if you did, it could hardly make it worse.
I did.
So just some extra texture.
I did.
Just leave it in there.
I got it out. We're good.
We'll add the
God.
There won't be any other crunch.
Well, hopefully the noodles get crispy. Honestly, the cheese did not really mix in well with this. And I don't know why there's cheese in the noodles and cheese in the pizza. It's like this is just cheese on top of cheese.
That seems to be a staple of these board recipes.
It does.
it hides.
So they just poured like olive oil and brushed it on, but I don't like doing that with pans because it never actually like coats evenly. So internet, if you're saying I did this wrong, shut up. This works better. I will just be using cooking spray. Well, here's the noodles. I was definitely right. I did need 2 packs of noodles. It's gonna be a thick crust. Oh, those groans. I hope those picked up on the microphone. Okay, so here's the crust.
Oh god, it's sliding!
Oh, whoop, it did. Whoop, there we go.
It's alive.
All right, now I need a can opener for the tomato sauce. So for the tomato sauce, like now, if I were to make a pizza, like an actual pizza, for the tomato sauce, I would put in, you know, some rosemary and some Italian seasoning, maybe a little bit of garlic. But they don't say to do that, so I'm just straight plain tomato sauce, I guess.
Oh my god.
Don't forget to add the cheese first, even though that.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. That's right.
I know it makes no sense.
I like how I wrote these recipes and I'm not even bothering to read them.
I mean, they're foolish.
They are.
Why would you add
There are 3 separate instances of cheese in this.
cheese?
It's the only way this is consumable.
Everybody.
I mean,
I will say this is not as cursed as like some stuff my mom used to make me when I was like 5.
Oh God.
what she made?
She made homemade pizza, quote unquote, where it was just like bread, not toasted bread, like white bread,
Oh no.
like ketchup,
Oh God.
sliced ham, and like some like American cheese on top. Microwave it, and it's like, there you go. I loved it at first because I was like 5.
Yeah, that's like a kid thing to love for sure.
Yeah.
But then something happened where like my taste palette grew, and I literally could not eat pizza or anything.
That's the kind of thing that I see on.
Oh my god.
That's the kind of thing I see on one of my favorite subreddits, which is shitty food porn, which is like someone is like, I am depressed and I don't get paid until like 2 weeks from now, so this is what I'm making, and it's just ketchup and cheese on bread, and they call it pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this is a struggle meal.
See, yeah, I can't eat that. Oh man, I know somebody who used to eat Cheeto and mayonnaise sandwiches.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah.
a war crime too.
Yeah. Enjoy that image.
That's I don't want to. That's bad.
You know, mayonnaise on like Wonder Bread.
Oh god.
I just sort of assume this is in our future.
Actually, there is a. So, the thing that like got me interested in like bad recipes is my favorite podcast, the F Plus, which, if you look it up, don't look it up at work. It is the most. It is very not safe for work. Their most recent episode was a recipes episode, which delighted me because eventually I want to do an F Plus special and go back through their archives and like find all their recipe episodes and take a whole bunch of the recipes from the recipe episode And one of the recipes that they actually made and that they tried together was Dorito sandwiches.
Oh, I made that.
I get that.
So like, what else is in the sandwich beside a Dorito?
It's just bread and butter and plain Doritos, which I didn't even know existed.
Wait, what? Plain Doritos exist?
Plain Doritos. They
What?
apparently it took them forever to find it on the podcast. Okay, so now it puts
Okay,
a
good news. You won't be able to force us to eat those because you won't be able to find plain Doritos.
yes. So now I've got oregano, or as Brutal Moose calls it, oregano. No shade at Brutal Moose. I love Brutal Moose. He's like my favorite YouTuber, but the man does not know anything about cooking. All right, so here, I don't want it to slide. Oh, I forgot the pepperonis. They were supposed to go underneath the cheese. Well, let me just put them on top of the cheese the way a normal pizza is. All right, so now this goes in the oven for 15 minutes. So now here it is with the.
It almost looks normal.
It almost looks normal. Almost.
So excited.
All right. This goes in here for 15 minutes.
I'm hungry, but I'm afraid.
Here you go, boy.
Oh.
Here he is. I put him in a little bow tie.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
So this is Percy. I don't think I've introduced him to YouTube before. He's a good boy. He's a little bastard that's been getting on the counter ever since I cleared it off for this video. All right, down you go, buddy.
Welcome to Dad's Cooking Show. I'm your dad.
All right, so we have the pizza. Before we start eating it, I do want to point out that the edges are kind of crispy, but trying to get it out of the pan was an ordeal.
It was a two-person endeavor.
Because it's like the middle is still, like we can lift it up and it's like got a little bit of color on the bottom, but not, it's still very mushy. So it's not like an actual crust. So we're all gonna take a bite. We can't really eat it with our hands. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of everything on mine.
You know, just for the comedy, I am going to attempt to pick this up with my hands.
All right, so we're gonna all take a bite at the same time.
Oh, Harley.
Just that's okay. So the outer edge is good, but it's just okay. Yeah, that's actually not happening. The middle is very.
It's very mush.
How did it feel?
That face says it all. All right, so we're all gonna take a bite at the same time, so that no one influences anyone else's decision. So let's wait for Harley to get theirs.
Okay, the crust is a little. How
All
is
right.
it crusty at the edge and
So,
soggy in the middle?
3, 2, 1. It's so mushy.
You know, when I said this was a pasta bake and not a pizza, that was true.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much.
Oh, I got such a big mouthful.
I would eat this if I had like $3 left in my bank account and like was really like hungry.
I'm having trouble interpreting this as pizza in any kind of way.
It's definitely more
I would
just
be more upset if I thought it was pizza.
Yeah.
fucked up lasagna.
Fucked up lasagna. It's a fucked up lasagna.
Yeah. So I was actually, Zach, you beat me to the punch. I was gonna have you guys rate it with like 1 being uneatable, and then 10 being like you would voluntarily make this on your own. Because I want to judge like the quality of the actual recipe. So where do you guys think you'd put it?
It's
I don't-
edible.
I would say like 7 for me, at least.
Wow, that's pretty high.
I'm like,
I'd say like
if I'm desperate, I'm like, yeah, make this.
on a day when I'm not broke, I'd say maybe a 3. On a day that I'm broke, I'd say maybe a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say similarly. I mean, I'm surprised that I'm not more upset by this, but I just really have trouble interpreting it as anything other than an innocuous baked pasta dish.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, eh.
The flavors aren't bad. Like
the flavors aren't bad.
the sauce could use some seasoning.
Yeah,
Definitely.
If you did like the sauce and like the way that normal people do sauce,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it would probably.
This just ceases to be upsetting whatsoever if it's not a pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so today I've learned that I could make an acceptable, like, comforting pseudo-Italian pasta dish out of ramen if I was super broke.
Yeah. But so that's the pizza. And now we have our chocolate bars.
I'm more worried about these.
Now, I was very heavy-handed with the seasoning, whereas Harley was,
I was very cautious.
like I said, I was a little bit more heavy-handed. So there's more seasoning on the dark chocolate than there was on the milk chocolate, the white chocolate. Mostly because these two were like saying, "Oh God, why?" And Harley has like.
I have a soft heart.
Yeah. Harley is like a kind and caring person who doesn't want to make their friends suffer, whereas I, like I said, I'm kind of a sadist. So, I'm gonna go for the one that I did.
I want to do the dark chocolate one just because I love dark chocolate.
I have to try I have to try both.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with the dark chocolate, I think.
So I will say the cartons actually worked pretty well. So go ahead and grab your bit.
Actually, I'll start with this.
The carton actually worked pretty well. I did have to like cut the sides to like break it out, but it wasn't as dumb as I thought it was.
Mine doesn't have too much seasoning on it, so
Oh, that just.
This should not be broken with your hands. That's not a good method for
Yeah.
serving it.
All right.
Today we learned.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I actually kind of like that.
That's better than it has any right to be.
The dark chocolate.
I hate it.
Very overwhelming.
See, I really like salt with chocolate, especially dark chocolate. So the dark chocolate, I actually kind of like. I could go a little bit lighter on the seasoning, but it's just like chocolate with salt, which is something that I enjoy.
It is
not
like
too
chocolate
bad.
with salt.
Sea salt,
I
caramel,
want to try the white
chocolate.
chocolate, but like have more seasoning on it because my dark chocolate piece didn't have a lot of seasoning.
Yeah,
Alright.
grab from this corner. I apparently completely neglected one end of the bar. You shouldn't have let me season it.
That's the good end of the bar.
I'm just too kind-hearted.
Okay.
Only good people get the good end of the bar.
Yeah, I legitimately expected to be able to taste so much more.
There's more there.
All right, let's see what happens with this one.
I don't like the white chocolate one.
I'm dreading it.
I'll eat my bite.
Oh no, the beef!
Just what you want to hear from like while you eat chocolate.
Yeah. So the dark chocolate I like
Oh,
because
I do not like this.
I like salt with dark chocolate,
I don't
but
like this at all.
I don't like salt with white chocolate.
It's not good.
No.
I'll have your dark chocolate piece, but I didn't like the white chocolate one.
Yeah.
The dark chocolate actually, if you didn't know what it was made from, it would actually be like kind of all right.
I
feel like.
disagree. The beef was overwhelming.
Can I have your beef?
Yeah.
Is that your beef?
Oh, please stop calling it the movie.
The beef was overwhelming. The white chocolate did not bother me.
Okay. So again, scale of 1 to 10. 1 being unedible, 10 being you'd make this on your own.
It's a 2. It's not inedible, but I would never make this for any reason.
Yeah. I'd say the white chocolate for me is a 2.
White chocolate.
Yeah.
I can barely stand to eat that. But the dark chocolate, I don't know.
That's like a
I'd say
4
like
or
a
5.
6.
I'd say maybe
I'm
a 6.
genuinely surprised. I don't think it's better. I don't think it's better.
Dissenting opinions.
It's too much. It's too much salt for the chocolate, and it's also too much fucking beef for the chocolate. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to bleep that.
I don't know how to bleep it, so it's just gonna stay in there. I'm not monetized. I mean, I don't make any money off this. I only have like 120 followers.
If any students are watching, I'm not.
Don't cuss in class.
It doesn't make you cool, I promise.
Do I look cool? I look like your dad. This is not cool.
So that was the first episode of Clickbait Test Kitchen. Obviously, I had a ramen theme with this one. Again, I found these posts on r/ShittyGifRecipes. It's one of my favorite subreddits. It's a delight. The things that you see there cannot be unseen.
Oh God.
But check out r/ShittyGifRecipes for more stuff like this. If you want to see me make more videos like this, honestly, I'm probably going to make them anyways because this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will be coming back for more, which makes me a masochist.
Same.
So I'm definitely going to be making more of these, but definitely tell me what you think down in the comments. So like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz. If you normally come here for me to talk about Batman Beyond, I do have a Batman Beyond video coming out. I've actually got 2 coming out in the next month. So subscribe for more of those. Make sure you keep following me. If you have a specific recipe that you want us to try out,
Yes, by all means.
leave it in the comments. I definitely would like to get some more inspiration.
Oh, I have a suggestion. Please find one of those horrible Jell-O salads.
Oh, that's the plan.
What?
From the 50s?
the ones where they just put anything in Jell-O.
Yeah, that's the plan for. I'm gonna do one of those.
Volunteering us for that. Now.
I was planning to do that as a summer thing, because Jell is more of a summer food to me.
I mean, fair.
But yes, we will make some 1950s abomination with Jell-O. But tell me what you think down in the comments, and see you next time. Bye.